I understand that life is expensive, and attorney fees and estate planning costs are also expensive. So it's very tempting to many folks to do their own estate planning. They can read some articles, they can watch some videos, and they can save a lot of money on attorney's fees. My name is Yana Feldman. I am, in fact, an estate planning and elder law attorney in Brooklyn, New York, and I'm here to talk about the biggest self-help estate planning mistakes that I've seen. The first mistake that I see, and this is probably one of the most expensive mistakes that I see, is folks who decide they can avoid estate planning by manipulating the ownership of their assets. What do I mean by that? That sounds really complex. It's not. It means that someone has a bank account or someone owns a house. And instead of talking to an attorney, setting up a will or a trust, they simply add a friend or a family member onto the ownership of that asset. Maybe mom adds her daughter to her deed. Maybe dad puts his sister on his checking account. And they say, if something happens to me, then this second person is going to inherit that asset. What could go wrong? Well, my friends, there is a lot that can go wrong. Way too much for this video, but I'll give you a few very small examples. What if the person you've put jointly on your account passes away before you? What if that person you've put jointly on your house gets sued and there's a judgment against them? I think you get the idea why simply adding someone to an account can actually put your asset in danger. Second huge mistake that people make. Someone calls my office and asks, do you do deeds? I think what they mean is, can you change the ownership of a piece of real estate by changing the deed? And we certainly can do that. But what a lot of people miss is when you try to avoid estate planning by changing the ownership of a piece of real estate, you can incur incredibly expensive tax liabilities. Again, too big for this video, but if you've ever heard the phrase capital gains tax, you'll understand that if you transfer a deed during your lifetime, the person who receives it when they go to sell it are most likely going to be stuck with a huge tax bill, which can be avoided with proper planning. Finally, the third most common and expensive mistake that people make when they want to do their own estate planning is using an online program to make a will. Why is this so dangerous? Why is this so expensive? Well, if you go to an online program, you do not have the benefit of an experienced attorney talking to you. An experienced attorney is not an order taker. We don't sit you down in our office, take your name and address, and fill it in into a form. We ask you what you hope to accomplish, and then we probe. Then we ask questions. We find out, what are the family dynamics? Is this person good with money? Does that person have a disability? A lot of information comes out in that consultation, and an experienced attorney is able to take all of that information about your family, understand what you hope to accomplish, and create a plan that is going to make sure that happens. Many of the online wills that I've seen simply do not provide for many important factors. On top of that, many of them aren't even properly executed because there's no attorney overseeing it. So people have a false sense of security. They think they've provided for their family, but in fact, they've left a big mess. Look, I know this is overwhelming. A lot of people don't even think about estate planning. So kudos to you if you're at least thinking about, what do I need to do to take care of my family in the future? If you'd like to learn more about why working with an experienced estate planning attorney is going to create so much value for your family, if you'd like to learn what are some safe things that you can DIY, that you can do yourself, and learn where you can access those resources, I would love to invite you to watch a webinar that I'll be presenting. It will be recorded if you can't make the original date, so you can always watch it. And you can learn what you can do to protect your family and know that it's going to stand up in court with the banks and with the tax man. You can sign up for the webinar right here in this post. The information's below.